Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, May 19th of 2019. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and our daily lives to create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Now, today's topic is drowning in a sea of to-dos, and it's about overwhelm. And I'm laughing because if you're just hearing the recording on this, and perhaps the people who are on the phone and on the webcast with us live today are not laughing, and I apologize to you. I have been talking for the last 10 minutes with my phone on mute. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. Perhaps it's a sign of the overwhelm that I think that is, that I'm dealing with in a beautiful and peaceful way, and maybe not so much. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm so sorry that I've kept you waiting, and thank you for hanging on and still being here. And I do see that some people probably thought, well, there's a problem today, and they've dropped off. So I send a call out to the universe to call them back, to come back in, and I'll have patience and trust that everything is in the perfection of the divine, right? And the people who are needing to be here will be here. So again, I apologize. Thank you for being here. In my overwhelm, I suppose I did not unmute myself or the call. What a crazy thing. Okay. So today, in talking about all of the many to-dos that end up on our list, and this is that time of year where it's graduation time, right? And there's been kindergarten graduation, high school graduations, college graduations, end of school programs, parties, and all the arrangements that need to be made. And now what to do with the young ones during the summer. And boy, I don't know about in your household, but in my household, there's so much going on right now. And next week, in addition to all of the regular end of school things and the regular things, in living with my dad, there's always a project that he wants to do, and he needs help with things, right? He's 96 years old. He can't do things by himself so much anymore. So he needs help with things, and he needs rides here and there, and so he's always got a project or a doctor's appointment. There's always something to do. And I love that I can be here with him and that I can help him to keep going for, and stay as independent as he can be and living in his home and doing the things he loves to do. Because it's so important for each of us to have that meaning and purpose and the things that keep us engaged in life and keep us feeling good about ourselves and having value. That's just so important. And I feel blessed to be here with him on a daily basis and allow him or assist him in maintaining that for as long as he can. And like I said, note to all of us, it's true for all of us, for the things that keep us engaged and keep us feeling purpose and meaning and value. And I really do feel like it lifts the spirit and prolongs the life, and it helps to keep the body in better health too. And in addition to all of this, next weekend we're celebrating my sister's 75th birthday, and it's hard for me to believe I have a sister who's going to be 75 because, I'm not a day older than I was 20 years ago. I don't know how she got so much older. And so, but you look at her, you wouldn't think she's a day older either. She's incredible shape, and an inspiration to us all. And so, of course, we're having a big party for her next weekend, and we've got family coming in during the week to help to get ready for the party, and I've got to get ready for the family coming in. We're cleaning the house and getting the groceries, washing all the sheets and towels and everything. And in addition to that, my niece and nephew have a baby due next weekend around the same time as the party, and they've already got 4 young ones. They've got a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and now they're having another one. And So we'll be having their kids at least next weekend, if not sooner, but we'll see. We don't know what's going to happen there. So there's just so much going on. And as I said, when the mute button was on, I've just come into living in the midst of my family again in the last couple of years. Prior to that, I was off on my own, doing my own thing, and not really, I'd come in to visit my family a couple times a year and spend a week at a time, but not living in the midst of it in this way. And though I had wanted to have family and relationship, it never really worked out that way. So while I had the things in my life that, yes, put me in the midst of a million to-dos and overwhelm, I didn't have the family responsibilities like I've become engaged in at this point in my life. And I am so grateful for it. I am so grateful for it. And at the same time, for all of you out there who are parents or grandparents, I humbly bow my head and my heart before you at your feet for what all that you have contained in your life and for what you've gone through at the many trials and ups and downs and everything else. Bless you, bless you, bless you. A million times bless you, because it's a lot and it doesn't end. So in this time of overwhelm, it has taught me to turn to patience and reliance and trust in ways that I hadn't needed to before. And I want to say this other piece too about the work part of it, because I've continued to work in the same capacity that I worked before I lived here. And yet I haven't been able to work the number of hours that I used to work before. And initially this was really stressful. However, being called and also choosing to put the family issues and the family time at a very high priority, at least as high priority as the business side of things. And this call is a part of my business. It's part of what I do. And it's an extension of my business. It is, I guess, taught me patience and trust again in ways I used to produce a lot, programs and ebooks and, webinars and things like that, you name it. And I love, love, love doing that. And it feels like this year I've not been able to produce, certainly not the level of email writing that were the actual email communication, heartfelt communication to the my group. I have not been able to communicate in that way. And it's easier for me to show up, do something, and then put out a recording. So the written part has suffered a bit. And I've had to let go of some of the things that I was used to doing, and all of the projects seem to take way longer than they used to. And one of those being a workbook that I've perhaps mentioned here and there along the way. I've been afraid to mention it too much because I wasn't sure when it was going to be ready, but now it actually is in its final review of just like making sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed and everything is done. The cover, the ISBN, everything is ready to upload to Amazon for publishing. So watch for that. This workbook, and I'm pretty sure that I said this when it was on mute just a minute ago, so I'm not repeating myself, at least to your ears. This workbook is a guided healing session. So it takes you through the healing process, the transformational spiritual healing process. From the point of, like, what are the thoughts going on, the events in your life, the things that, you know, the pains in your body, whatever it is that you're experiencing, going from there and traveling through the layers of your being to discover what is it that you're truly needing inside yourself, not from others, but inside yourself. And then what is it from inside of that place that you actually know? And then how does that guide you to the truth of who and what you are? And how can you transform your inner being and your outer reality to truly align with that which you are, to be that which you are to be in this world? So it's a really powerful workbook. It takes you, as I said, through a very powerful healing process in simple, step by step by step guided steps. So that really is coming out. It'll be uploaded to Amazon. I'll get my proof copy, make sure everything's good, and that should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So watch for it. Very excited to share that with you. And that process of bringing that through it's taken a lot longer than things usually take for me. And part of that is because of all of the other responsibilities here. But I am trusting in the divine timing of things and in the divine reality. And it's actually, you know, just to share the example of it, it's paid off in my business. Because even though things have not happened in the timing that I would like them to happen, and I haven't been able to produce as much as I used to produce, it's kind of brought my business into a rhythm that seems to be a really healthy rhythm and flow. And even though I've been working probably less than half the amount of time directly in my business that I used to work, the income level has stayed consistent during this time. So that's a miracle in and of itself. And I feel like, you know, I never wanted to teach those programs about, you know, how to, the business programs, because I feel like a lot of people that teach those programs are making such a good living because they're teaching you how to make money. Kind of like, you know, okay, you want to learn how to make money? Give me some money and I'll tell you how, right? So I've never wanted to engage in that because I don't necessarily always trust that they've done it other than in the way of, you know, want to know how to get rich? Give me all your money and I'll tell you how to get rich, right? So anyway, now I feel like I actually have something to share about that could be valuable to people in business. So hopefully this will be valuable to those of you in your businesses as well as in your daily lives, in the whole gamut, right? So, all right, enough delay. Let's go into our prayer and healing circle. Let's come into our circle, sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee. Coming into our circle, and let's take a full and gentle breath together. And as we exhale, let's bring our hearts to face to the center of our circle. And let's bring our hearts together as one in the center of the circle, and together let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you directly. And we ask you to please send your essence, of your pure divine light. And imagine, perceive, in whatever way you do, turn your focus of all of your energy and all of your senses and of your beautiful heart. Let your heart be lifted and extended out into the center of our circle. And perceive this gentle waterfall of this essence, of this pure divine light streaming into the center of our circle and streaming into your heart. And as you breathe, begin to breathe through your heart center, breathing in this vibration of this pure divine light, letting it stream into your heart space, into the center of your heart, filling your heart. And as you exhale, relax, release, and soften, and allow your exhale to just sweep from your heart and carry from your heart any of the excess, any of the clutter, any of the blocks and barriers, anything that's ready to release, to be let go. Let it be carried into the center of our circle, into this stream of this pure divine light where it can be purified and cleansed. You turned to the light. As you inhale, again breathing in this pure divine light into your heart center, into your heart space. And as you exhale, relax, release. Let your heart space release all of the clutter, become softer and clearer, and begin to absorb this vibration of this pure divine light into all of your heart space, to infuse into your oxygen and into your fluids and into your tissues, filling all of this heart space with pure divine light. And together from our hearts directly to our source, let's call on that essence of unconditional love. Yawadud, unconditional love. And imagine, perceive this stream of pure unconditional love, this vibration streaming into the center of our circle. And allow yourself to breathe this in through your heart space, breathing this in to fill your heart with this pure divine light and unconditional love. And as you exhale, allowing it to sweep from your heart and cleanse your heart of all of the dust, the cobwebs, the blocks, the barriers, the clutter, cleaning your heart space of anything that you don't need to be carrying that may be contributing to that overwhelm. Note to self. And as we bring our hearts together, let's call on our source directly. We ask for you to send your essence, your vibration of your eternal compassion. This is the compassion that is the ocean that contains our entire existence, our entire time and space reality that we live in. It is bigger than that which we know through our minds and our consciousness, and contains all of us and everything within it. Our entire universe is contained within this ocean of eternal compassion. And all of the worlds in the universes. Let's Imagine this vibration streaming into the center of our circle, and breathe this in through your heart center. And let it touch into that infinite universe within you at the depths of your heart, the depths of your being. So as you breathe in through your heart center, let this vibration carry you through the layers of your being into the depths of yourself to touch into that infinite universe within you, to remind you of the truth of who and what you are, to awaken and enliven that true essence inside yourself. Breathing in that essence of pure divine light, of unconditional love, of eternal compassion. And I want to invite you, if there is anything in particular that's on your mind or in your fields, in your energy body, in your heart, that you are carrying, that you feel is contributing to overwhelm in your life, or if there's a whole conglomeration of events like in my life. And I think that's true I think I have it pretty easy. And I imagine that everyone else has it harder than me. So whatever that is for you, offer that into the center of our circle, into this ocean of pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. And allow whatever it is that is yours to contain in this time, allow it to be illuminated, to be supported, to be held, to be cleansed of any of the unnecessary spider webs and spaghetti bowls that can get twisted up within our web, our network of to-dos and relationships and to-bes and to-goes and everything else. Just let all of that be cleansed by this pure energy, and let all of the lines that connect all of these things come into a clear pattern, a clear path. And again, breathing in this vibration of divine light, of unconditional love and eternal compassion. And as you exhale, relax, release, and soften, and just let it come to rest in your body, in the core of your body. You want to invite your conscious body to really drop into your physical space. So let your energy, just feel your energy come in and drop in, and just clunk into your physical seat. Let yourself take a seat into your own pelvic space. Sit into your own hips. If it helps, you can put your hands over your belly. And breathe into your belly. And feel your energy as it moves through your pelvic space and through your hips, through your legs, and your knees, and your ankles, and your feet. And just feel your feet as they meet with the earth beneath them, or whatever surface is beneath them. Just feel that connection there. And feel your presence all the way into your feet. And if there's any special prayers or intentions that you'd like to make around this ability or space or clarity to be connected with your body, Let's offer that to the center of our circle as well. And trust in all of those divine beings who are present with us to support this healing process, calling on the prophets, calling on the angels of healing and guidance, calling on the saints, the perfected ones, calling on the guides, the healers, the helpers, all who are here to support this journey of healing and wholeness, and asking for their help, their support, their guidance. And allow them to support you. We are earthly beings, divine beings in earthly bodies. We are integrated into this life, and we are given free will, and we have this whole support team that's here to help. And because we have free will, they can't override that will. But when we ask for the help and support and we allow it and we put our trust and our faith in it, it can give an incredible amount of help, of healing. It can facilitate healing, can help to orchestrate things in our lives that can help us to travel in a much more peaceful way, an enlightened way. So call on that which is available to you for support, for help, for guidance, and allow. Put your trust and patience. And let's call on the divine quality of patience. The divine quality of patience and perseverance is the quality as-sabor, and that sabor is spelled S as in Sam, A, B as in boy, U-R. Sabor. S-A-B-U-R. Sabor. This is the patience and the perseverance. So let's call on that attribute, the patience and perseverance. Sabor. Sabor. And feel this coming into the center of our circle and filling this space. And let this be carried into your heart with your breath, this vibration of sabor. Sabor. Breathe this in. Let it fill your heart space. And let it come to rest in your heart, to be infused into your oxygen and your fluids, and to come to rest in your heart space. And in the core of your being, let it just drop all the way into your core, filling you with the vibration, the energy of the attribute of sabor. And you can recite that name into your core, letting that vibration of that sound code, sabor, resonate through your core, bringing in this vibration, this energy of patience and perseverance into your core. And sometimes we hear the word, just be patient, and it sounds almost like we're being reprimanded for being impatient. But this is not the reprimand. This is a quality, an attribute, a vibration, a templating. It is a templating of what patience and perseverance and trust is in the divine realms. We haven't always been taught this in a holy way, so to speak. So let your cellular consciousness witness the vibration of sabor, the divine patience, the deep patience and perseverance of the divine. And let your cellular consciousness, let your nervous system, let your body feel what it feels like. This divine attribute of Asabor. Let your cells taste it and experience the vibration of Asabor as that resonates through your core. Asabor. Breathe that in and recite that name into your core, into your heart, into that vertical core of your energy body that runs from the top of your head through your base, along the front of your spine. Just let that resonate into that space inside of you. Asabor. 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 Now continue reciting that and receiving this vibration, this templating of the deep patience and perseverance from the divine realm. Receive that into your being, and I'm going to read from the Sufi Book of Life from Neil Douglas Klotz on the quality of Asabor, the name of Asabor. When you are guided to this pathway, the pathway of Asabor, the perseverance and patience, take the opportunity to persevere on your path, containing the light and intelligence within you until the right time to reveal them. The pathway of the heart that reminds us that the journey is not over. Sometimes we need to cultivate patience and allow what we have discovered to cook inside us before releasing it or telling others. This pathway complements Rashid, the previous pathway. In Rashid, the divine light illuminates the path of our best growth. In Sabor, we enclose the knowing and illumination that we have received within us so that it can grow brighter. We enclose, we have everything that we need inside of us. Everything is there. And when we can take patience and take time with it, we can discover that this knowing is there. And as he says, we enclose the knowing and the illumination we have received within us so that it can grow brighter, so that we can have an opportunity to see it, experience it, feel it, and witness it within ourselves. Asabor. This is what helps us to slow down and to be present with what we have inside of ourselves and to trust that the answers are within us and the knowing is within us. And he says, seldom do we find ourselves in what we might consider ideal conditions for our own spiritual growth. Often we feel that we are being pulled away from our path by the necessities of life around us, for instance, by the various people or projects for whom we feel responsible. Once the prime minister of his region came to Rumi, the poet Rumi, and told him that he really wanted to devote all his time to prayer and meditation, but he was always being distracted by foreign affairs. In his case, that meant making sure that the invading Mongols didn't decimate Konya, the town in present-day Turkey where he and Rumi lived. Rumi replied, "The reason you're willing to do your work with heart shows divine favor. You have sacrificed your time and your body to pacify the hearts of the Mongols so that the rest of us can live peacefully. If God didn't send you the heart to do it, you wouldn't be able to continue. The One, the Divine, doesn't want this important work done by an unworthy person. The spiritual life is like a hot bath. You start and stroke it with insignificant things, straw, firewood, dung, what seems to us cheap, nasty, or distasteful. The Beloved, the One, God, Allah, can use for blessing. Then we heat up like the bath and can serve many people." So what he's saying is the things that may seem mundane, insignificant, that are taking us away from our spiritual path or our calling or our purpose in life, is that which heats us up like the bath and cooks us so that we can then serve. It's like it cooks us in the fire, right? The fire that cooks us and tenderizes us and prepares us, makes us ready to be the servants and the to be able to serve the people that we're here to serve, or the purpose that we're here to serve, or the thing that we're here to do, to be, to learn, to have. As while this pathway counsels patience, its real message is this: now is not the time to disperse your light, that is, the deep knowing of yourself and others that you have received from the One, the Divine. Don't hurry. Let things cook for a while. There is time enough in the universe of Allah, the One. Like Matin, one of the other divine qualities, this pathway can also help us work with projects or relationships where progress is likely to be slow over a long period of time. The heat of patience and discomfort may, like a cooking compost pile, produce amazing efforts, ones we couldn't dream of, as this short poem by, let's see, do I want to read this poem? Moinadine Jablonski expresses: when your deep fear has found you, a yellow sunflower will grow beside you on the dunghill. You will be astonished as it turns to face you. It will marvel as fire comes to eat from your hand. Sabor. Sabor. Allow that which is within you to be cooked by the fire of Sabor, the fire of the divine light. The roots of Sabor, the sound code of Sabor, shows a container or sack, sab. Sab is like a container or sack which surrounds the divine light, or. So this is like a container that surrounds the divine light, Sabor. Sabor. So again, reciting this vibration, these sound codes, into your own core, letting it cook you to purify you and illuminate that which you already know within yourself, that is the divine, knowing the divine essence that knows how to be with and handle everything that is before you, that knows the divine orchestration and trusts in the divine orchestration and the divine timing of things. Allow this part of you to be purified and to be illuminated so that it grows stronger within you and can become your anchor, that which moves you through the times that you're in with groundedness and centeredness and strength and confidence and trust and patience. Asabor, 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 asabor. Breathe that in, and again, just let yourself really drop into your physical space. And as more and more things, if you have more things bubbling up of the to-dos or the what-ifs or the I can't trust this one, any of that, call on your guides for help and offer this into the center of the circle, into this ocean of divine light, unconditional love, eternal compassion, and the deep patience of Sabor. And allow it to be cleansed and purified. Allow yourself, especially your mind, your mental self, to just be the witness and to learn. To learn from the experience that your body and your heart can have with the vibration of Asabor as it resonates through your core. The role of the mind is to be a witness to the body and the heart and to serve the needs of the body and the heart. Your true knowledge and wisdom comes through the experience of the body and the heart. What the mind does with that information, and part of our survival strategy, is that the mind takes all of the information from your past and it says, okay, we're going to learn from this, and here's what we're going to do in the future should these things happen again, right? So the mind, by its nature, takes us out of the present moment because it's concerned with all of the things from the past, and then how are we going to use what we've learned and experienced to manage our future, right? So invite your mind in this moment to just let go of that and to turn to witness the present moment. It learned all of those things from the past one at a time as it was in the present moment, especially in the formative years of our first 7 years of our lives. The mind is in the present moment and learning from what's happening and what the experiences are and cataloging that information to be able to use for future. Okay, and because we know a lot of that stuff that happened in the earlier years, we don't need that stuff anymore because a lot of that was coming from experiences that we don't want to live in our lives today, and we don't want to continue to perpetuate, right? And that's what the mind does. It continues to perpetuate. But invite the mind now to be present with your body and with your core, vertical core of your energy body, and with your spirit and with your heart. And let's resonate Asabor through your core and invite your mind to witness this experience and to rest into it and to glean new knowledge for the mind from this deep inner knowing of your divine essence. Your divine essence in the state of Sabor as it is being cleansed and purified and cooked and tenderized and made ready for your pure divine light to shine. Breathe that in. Let that witnessing retemplate the mental space. Asabor. 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 We'll take a few deep breaths with that. And as you're ready, and stretch out your feet and toes and really feel your presence again into the soles of your feet. And remember that this is a meditation that we do in body to transmute the cellular consciousness of the body and to illuminate the inner knowing of the spirit in body, and to be that truth which you wish to be in the world and to see in the world. So it's not a meditation that we leave our bodies and go away for and then come back from. This is embodied, and it stays embodied and grounded and templated into your cellular consciousness to transform the way that you show up in the world and how you will move through the world and interact with the energies around you as an energy being yourself. So continue with that breath, and we'll bring this portion of the call to a close and move into our Q&A portion. And before I stop the recording, I want to thank those who are listening to the recording for being here and invite you to join us on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. You can find the information for joining the call at joyfullylivingwellness.com. You'll find the information for joining us live by phone or by computer, joyfullylivingwellness.com. And while you're there, you can pick up the download of the 10 spiritual principles of our human existence, which will give you a one-sheet reminder of the truth of who and what you are as a being of light, a spiritual being integrated into physical form for life on planet Earth. We have way too many things in our environment that are constantly bombarding us with messages that take us out of this centered place of connection with our own divine selves. So we owe it to ourselves and to our health of our bodies, our minds, our hearts, our souls, our spirits, and our higher intellect to remind ourselves as many times as possible of the truth of who and what we are. So as you download this one sheet, you can make multiple copies and put it everywhere where you'll see it. Read it, and then when you see it, it will remind you the truth of who and what you are. So you can put it on your mirror, on your closet door, your pantry door, your refrigerator door, your computer, your wallet, your purse, your car, everywhere where you will see it and remember what is true of you and for you and about you and within you. And with that, I'll go ahead and close and open for the Q&A. Thank you again for being here.